These commandments that I give to you today are to be upon your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lay down and when you get up. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. It tells you early on in the scriptures that Jah put his ownership on our hands and on our foreheads. He branded his mark of ownership upon our hands and forehead. Bar Mishma means a son of the commandments. If you love me, you will obey my commandments. Adonai has waited for the right moment and allowed evil to fall on us because Adonai renders justice when his commandments are ignored. The fact is that we have not listened to his voice or obeyed the commandments, which he has set before us. If someone claims I know Jah but doesn't obey Jah's commandments, that person is a liar and is not living in the truth. I am Adonai your Jah. Follow my decrees and be careful to keep my laws. Keep my Sabbath holy, that they may be a sign between us. Then you will know that I am Adonai your Jah. Does the Catholic Church claim to be above the Bible and its creator? Sunday, the mark of the papal authority. Sunday is a mark of authority. The Roman Catholic Church is above the Bible, and this transference of Sabbath observance is proof of that fact. The second commandment forbids worship of man-made things that represent false gods, as engraven images. In fact, the Catholic Church altered the commandments. They had the second commandment removed. You should not make for yourself an idol. This is a version of the Catholic Church Ten Commandments. And they did away with them altogether now. The Pope's Ten Commandments on climate change. They made a big show of it. They went to Mount Sinai and destroyed the Ten Commandments. And they're replacing it with the Green Commandments. To save the planet, Gaia, Mother Earth. There happens to be, you guessed it, another name for the fertility goddess. New Vatican coin depicts Mother carrying the earth in her womb. Our Mother Earth. One way or the other, they had tricked people into worshiping her. As in Mary in the Catholic Church, now Mother Earth, Gaia. Francis' papal letter. Through our sister Mother Earth, who sustains and governs us. And it's not only the Catholic Church, that includes Christianity because they created it. This is what we call one of the three Abrahamic religions. And the covenant was made with Sarah and Abraham and Isaac, not with Ishmael and Hagar. Ishmael is the father of Islam. And in the reading of Psalms 83, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they had consulted together with one consent, that they are the confederate against thee, the tabernacle of Edom and the Ishmaelites. And if you pull up the reading, this is just some of the nations that come together to destroy the true children of Israel. And as you can see, Ishmael joins Edom. The mark of the beast is many things, including your worship. Now it's going to be the mixture of metal and clay. You won't be able to get out of the system. Great Awakening chart. In the blue, sheep are asleep. St. Peter's altar, clearly, is a sheep. And there goes the mark on the forehead. The light of Lucifer. For he comes as an angel of light. But if thy eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? Because evil has a light too. Synagogue of Satan. And I looked up and I saw a horse whose color was pale green, and its rider was named Death. And remember, this is not the true Sabbath day. It's from Friday to Saturday, sundown to sundown. And also they replaced our feast days with all the holidays. God's judgment is upon the nations, so you might want to get out of her.
So COP27 in Egypt. Let's talk about that for a minute. So Trudeau, accompanied by many provincial and federal politicians, were at the site of the new mRNA Moderna vaccine producing plant. This is set to open in 2024 right here in Canada in Laval, Quebec, which is just outside of Montreal. Said plant is said to be focusing on the C19 vaccine as well as other respiratory viruses such as RSV. And if you keep an eye on what's been in the headlines recently is a rise in childhood RSV. So let's be cognizant of what they are already setting the stage for. And so let's go back to COP27 in Egypt, which Trudeau missed. Do you know what the topic of conversation was? Elimination of fossil fuels.
Anyway, so we're going to consolidate and keep it simple. Abadan, sheep slaughter. You know, that is literally COVID. The letter C is the number 3. In the Bible, the number 3 is Abaddon, the angel of the bottomless pit, Abaddon. And then Ovid means sheep in Latin. They sing all their masses in Latin. So Ovid is sheep, COVID. Abaddon, C, number 3, Abaddon. Ovid means sheep in Latin. Abaddon, sheep. The number 19 in the Bible means slaughter. Abaddon, sheep slaughter. And the largest altar in the world is a dead sheep. And they just happen to come out with a Catholic COVID. Who makes a COVID coin? Who makes a COVID coin? Well, seriously. Who makes a COVID coin? Hey, let's make a COVID coin. That's sick. But they did. There it is. Right here. There it is. Look at that. I mean, this is insanity. And it's a female on both sides giving a male the shot. See it? And look at his finger right here pointing to 0. You see 0, you know why? Because they want 0 sheep left. That's why. Because they are the serpent race. And they are trying to take out the sheep. That's why the largest altar in the world is a dead sheep. There you go, right there. Largest altar in the world is a dead sheep right there. And see, the serpent race, which is what the Vatican is, because the Vatican's a giant serpent.
Vatican comes in. But let me tell you this right here. It says they want to end fossil fuels. Well, guess what, brothers and sisters? This is where Slow Sunday comes. It says, quote, one thing we can easily do to achieve this goal, we can declare Sunday to be a what kind of fuel-free day? Fossil fuel-free day. That was 13 years ago when they proposed it. Now they're talking about a fossil fuel-free proliferation treaty, or a low-carbon day, or at least an energy-saving day. And this is what they want. Not long ago, Sunday used to be a day of rest, a day of spiritual renewal, a day for families to come together. But we have changed Sunday from being a day of rest to a day of shopping, flying, and driving. However, in the context of excessive carbon dioxide emissions into the atmosphere, which are bringing catastrophic upheavals, we can and should restore Sunday to be a day for Gaia. Notice this, a day for the earth. Did you hear that? You see that? Did you see that? And man, this is so deep. There will be no great hardship in cutting down all non-essential and non-urgent of fossil fuels for how many days a week? 1 day a week. We can easily close our supermarkets, department stores, petrol stations. We can reduce our mobility to bare essentials without harming the economy. Wow.
A day for what? For Gaia. Sunday, which is not a Sabbath day. Remember, it's who you give your worship to also.